showing it on the big screen over at CIA on the Cinematheque. Tomorrow night, one showing, if you've never seen the movie Heat, in the theater.
And you've got 9 hours to spare.
But worth every minute. It's 170 minutes. There's no way to know how long that is. That would be... So 2 hours and 50 minutes. 10 minutes short of 3 hours.
Yes.
And it's a Michael Mann film, an amazing cast. It's got Val Kilmer. It's got a very young Natalie Portman. This was 25 years ago. Jon Voight, another flaming Hollywood liberal. It's got Tom Sizemore. Remember Tom Sizemore?
Yeah,
it's got
Grady's dad.
Danny Trejo. Grady.
Sizemore.
Oh, Jesus. Danny Trejo. It's got Dennis Haysbert, the Allstate guy.
Yeah.
It's got Henry Rollins is in the movie. Great film. It opened just before Christmas, 1995, and I know this because I had just moved to Kalamazoo, Michigan from Chicago for my first full-time radio gig that Labor Day. I had moved there a couple of months prior, and I was having a very hard time getting acclimated. And it was only a couple-hour drive back to Chicago, so I was making that trip a lot before I was able to kind of really rip off the Band-Aid. And so I went to see Heat with a friend of mine. She wanted nothing to do with it, but I go, just go with me. Went to see Heat like New Year's weekend in 1995. There's an old theater in Chicago called the Three Penny. It's been shut down now, but right across the street from the Biograph, which is where John Dillinger was famously gunned down. And we saw Heat, and it was an amazing cinematic experience for me. I can't tell you how I felt at the end of that film. That long journey, this amazing experience. So maybe you're one of those people who enjoys the film but have only seen it on DVD or on the 4 VHS tape set. I think it was probably on 2 or 3 VHS tapes. Three Penny is Lincoln Hall now. Didn't you do Lincoln Hall in Chicago?
I did Talia Hall.
Oh, Talia Hall.
It's a great show.
In Pilsen.
It's very pretty, like an absolutely gorgeous theater.
That is a neighborhood that has come up a long way over the past 20 years.
So we've heard.
It used to be, there were certain colors you couldn't wear in Pilsen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's nice now.
If you happen to wear a certain color, that just means, like, I know, obviously, gang affiliation, but are people going to, like, shoot you? Even if it's on, like, an accident? Like, what if you got, like,
They probably would look at you and be like,
yeah,
no care about that?
No innocent bystanders ever get shot, so at least you got that going for you.
no stray bullets.
Yeah, never any stray bullets.
Gotcha, okay.
No, but that is a neighborhood, for lack of a better word, that's been largely gentrified and, things like that. But back in the day, boy, you had to, because you had to know who had that neighborhood. So it wasn't even necessarily a matter of your colors. You had to know who was running that neighborhood.
They have that turf.
Right.
It's kind of like what's happening right now. Who's running Ukraine?
You got to know. I wonder if Ukraine and Russia have a colors problem. I wonder if they're like,
there's too many of them.
This guy, there aren't enough of them. Everybody's white. They don't know who they're shooting. But, yeah, Heat on the big screen tomorrow night for anybody who cares. It's a fantastic, fantastic piece of American cinema. Tomorrow night at the Cinematheque over at the Cleveland Institute of Art. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll be out of town, or else I would go.
Where you going? Tell me your life.
I'm taking my daughter to one of her college auditions tomorrow.
Ooh, wait. For like a play or to
No.
audition
She
to
has
go to college?
The colleges that she is, yes. She's going to performing arts school somewhere, and so she has to audition to go to that school.
I was like, I went to University of Toledo. We didn't have to audition for anything.
You get there.
Right.
And there's a black couch, and it's leather. Not the school.
By the way,
not a real school.
Get
out of there.
Anyone who's texting me about the app, just shoot me your email address and I'll forward them. I need people to be complaining about this because apparently the people that I'm emailing in the company think I'm making it up, or I don't know what they're thinking, but it's gotten to this fever pitch where people who are trying to listen, and again, there are all kinds of variables that are above my pay grade and above my tech understanding or whatever. That's why we have teams dedicated to this kind of thing. I know there's geofencing and things like that, but just for the last couple of days, it's just been nonstop complaints from people. So I appreciate your diligence. Just not email me. Just text me your email, and I will forward those to the people who are ostensibly working on this. Because everybody has questions for me, and I am in the exact same boat you are. Despite all of the basically taking up most of my morning trying to figure out what's going on, I'm basically still at square one. So who knows? Who knows why anybody listening on the app is going to essentially give up? And I don't blame you one iota. But just text me your email, and I will forward those on, because they're probably going to want to know specifically what's going on with this. Alan, you make people dumber. I mean, I hope.
That's the point.
From day one, that has been my mission statement here. Sure, it starts with never help anyone, and that's a thinly veiled attempt to tell you, I'm trying to make you dumber. Now, some of you, it is impossible. But listen, if it were easy, anybody would do it.
What do you think our liberal agenda is? Dumbing down the man. Getting you guys numb to facts and truth.
We've talked about Mary selling her socks.
Yes.
Is that in process? What's the status?
In process.
And what does that mean?
Discussed.
Who has discussed? Oh, you and
me and the guy.
What is the what are we? What's the amount currently being spoken about?
$200 for one wear. He wants me to work out in them 3 times. I said that will cost more money because
those are multiple wears.
Yes.
Did you ever think that you'd have to have a conversation with somebody about tiers of sock wear?
No, I absolutely did not.
But it's a brave new world. This is such an amazing. It's an amazing, amazing marketplace of ideas.
Yeah.
And socks.
I talked to my
Bill and I couldn't sell our socks.
Well, I talked to my boyfriend about it. I was like, does this weird you out? Like, how do you feel about this? He goes, I would have done it years ago if I were you. He's like, do this now, pay our mortgage. Like, why are you dragging your feet? Part of the fun, you know? But yeah, he's fully on board. And so we're in the...
This is the house that Gold Toe bought.
Yeah, so we're in the logistics of it at the moment. I'm going to go set up a P.O. box. I don't know how to do that. I think you just go and get
Bill,
one.
yeah, more like a PU box. I've never made that joke before. You want to hear a joke I just thought of?
Yes,
more
I do.
like a PU box.
Because of the smell of the feet.
Oh, my God. Because of the smell. Number 14 on the parents' joke list. You got it. The reason I mention that is because there's a girl on TikTok who's getting dragged she's one of these bikini baristas.
Yeah.
Right?
I might follow this girl.
No big deal. She's blonde. She's got the long nails, right?
Yes, I follow this girl.
Okay. Well, people are giving her a hard time because she talks about how she doesn't do anything wrong, but all these dudes pay for a whole lot of things for her. And my thought is, good for you, but you also can't pretend like there's nothing going on. Nobody's paying for things for you to make them coffee. Not with those eyelashes and the nails she's got. But somebody, I guess, on TikTok had asked her, like, what are you most embarrassed about or something? It was a recent post. And she was like, I've got an answer. Yeah, what's the most ridiculous gift you've ever gotten? So she's not quiet about the fact if somebody's asking her out the box, if they know she's getting gifts.
So I've actually had my couch paid for. It's a bougie couch. My whole dining room set.
What does that mean, by the way? Fancy
Probably
couch?
Nice and
plush?
Plush, yes. Nice and fat.
It's gorge. All my kitchen utensils,
What's
my
gorge mean?
groceries.
Gorgeous.
Also fat.
Oh.
An entire projector.
And it really runs the gamut. I've had a beautiful couch paid for, kitchen utensils. Before that, I was sitting on the floor eating with my hands.
Pretty crazy.
Before I started making dudes coffee. Where is it? Seattle? Where are the bikini baristas?
Yeah, I think she's in Seattle.
Of all the cities where you want somebody in bikini, Seattle, Washington.
groceries, an entire projector put into my living room, a whole wall like mirror put in. My customers are lit, that's all I'm saying. Honestly, they'd be taking better care of us than our damn families. Also, before you assume, all I do is make them coffee, I make good conversation, your girl is interesting, okay? I'm a fun time, I'm a good girl.
Right.
It's like an escort who's going to give you coffee. Because escorts don't sleep with guys, right? They just go on
Escorts
dates.
do sleep with guys.
Oh, what are they called when they just like want arm candy for a date or for like a
The girlfriend
corporate
experience?
event?
Well,
They're also called escorts.
Yeah.
That's
like,
what I thought.
it's a very broad term. If you pardon
And
the
a
pun.
lot of
pun.
escorts are like, well, he's not paying to sleep with me. Like, I chose to do that, or they'll have some workaround.
I thought the difference was escorts did not sleep with people. They escorted you to an event.
they can.
Yeah.
There are obviously different tiers of payment.
I
Like
always
the socks.
Like the socks.
I always wondered how people got away with that. Like, people openly say, like, well, people like strippers got. Like, I openly say that I buy prostitutes. Like, how can you say that and you're not?
Well, they're not. We're not the police.
But, like, how do you do that and get away with it? Like,
Because it's a very discreet business. Nobody involved wants to get pinched. The girls want to make money. It's supply and demand. They're providing goods and services, and you've got the money to pay for them.
Okay.
So if you're on, some cities have like brick and mortar escort services. Like Bill said, the workaround is they go, our girls aren't sleeping with people. Wink. Mm-hmm. You know, like strip clubs. Our girls don't sleep with guys. Wink.
Yeah.
Or the Playboy documentary we've been watching. They wanted a patina of class and elegance, and so it was in the contract. The girls were not to fraternize with the guests. There was no touching. There was no sleeping with. Wink.
Wink, yeah.
This girl that Mary follows.
She's cute.
Yeah. You're not going to convince me that she's just selling guys coffee.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm just saying you're not going to convince me that all she's doing is selling guys coffee.
Would you believe me if I told you all I was doing was selling guys socks?
Yes.
So what's the difference?
You don't look like her.
Alan,
Well, you don't.
you're mean.
I'm not mean.
I could look like her.
I didn't say anybody looked better or worse than anybody. You got her eyelashes on?
These are my eyelashes.
Listen.
are not fake.
What? Huh?
These are my eyelashes. I don't wear fake eyelashes.
You have a lot of mascara on today.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they just look different.
Okay.
They look like you had them put on.
No.
Okay.
They're mine.
They don't look bad.
I ain't no fake
Holla back, girl.
bougie bitch.
No, but you're also not working in a coffee shop in your bikini.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
No.
So the point being is that, and listen, good for her.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I'm not even being judgy. Good for her. But if you have to tell people you're interesting, that's why I never tell people I'm interesting.
Set the bar low.
Because I'm
and
not.
Let them.
I'm here to make
be
people dumber.
impressed.
I'm here to make people dumber. And to have dumb people email me and tell me that. That's what it's a feedback loop. So she goes, I've had guys buy me a couch, which is nice. Everybody needs a couch. Kitchen utensils, great.
Okay.
Somebody put a wall of mirrors up.
I am not, like you said, I do not look like her. I do not prance around in bikinis. I don't know how to make a
I don't even know if she. Oh God! They need to shoot that in the face.
A macchiato?
This whole place is falling apart. I don't.
Espresso?
God bless America.
I don't know how to do any of that.
Trying to prop this thing up on stilts giving me nothing. Go ahead.
I'm
This
saying.
is all inside stuff.
I have no macchiato experience. But I have had guys around Christmas time say, hey, what's your Amazon wish list? Like they'll DM me, and I didn't know that was something that largely girls on OnlyFans do, where they're like, I want to order you.
Instagram.
Yeah. They're like, I want to order you something off Amazon.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that because that's
a gift.
That's a fully passive transaction
I guess,
too.
yeah. Well, how's it any different than if that stuff were on her Amazon wish list? If she had this $8,000 couch on her Amazon wish list.
Because they're not coming to her house. They're not installing a mirror wall.
She's not saying that these guys are coming and installing those things. She's just saying they
bought
paid
it
for
for
them.
Yes, but that means they know her address then.
No, it doesn't.
Where do they send the workmen?
They would just either give her the money, or if you list things on Amazon, they just pay for it, and then it comes to you, and I think you fill out where it gets sent to.
Yeah,
You're assuming she's talking about an Amazon wish
I'm
list.
saying, how do we know she isn't?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying, is that this very well could be all on the up and up, where guys are like, hey, I want to help you out. And she's like, I need a projector, or,
I know some.
It's just crazy that
There's some projection going on.
Yeah. Huh. It's crazy to get like that kind of stuff paid for just, even if it's not on the up and up, even if she is showing them extra pictures
It's
or whatever,
wild.
it's still like, damn.
Yeah.
I know some twinks on Twitter that have their Amazon wish
You
list.
do? Come on.
I know some twinks on Twitter that have Amazon in their
Twinks on Twitter.
Their Amazon
Coming
wish,
soon to A&E.
wish list in their bio.
Yes.
They have it in their bio on Twitter, and they post, a nice underwear selfie every now and again, or like with something with their shirt off, or like, oh, I don't know how I can't get a boyfriend, and then they go in there and
But
they see
that's-
the wish list and they send it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Fishing.
People aren't doing that because those guys are interesting. Like this girl says, I'm interesting. They're not doing that because you're interesting. No,
But that doesn't mean
you said they post ass shots or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that doesn't mean necessarily you're sleeping with them.
I'm not
it's
saying
to want
that.
to sleep.
I'm
with
not
them.
saying that. I'm just saying it's not as for free as people want to, Listen, the bottom line is it's a great world.
Yep.
People buy people things.
There's never been a better time to be alive right now.
Well,
Just ask all those people in the Ukraine on OnlyFans right now.
They're very happy.
My Amazon wish list is a roof.
Breathable air.
Breathable air. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Alan. Hate the show.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, I was listening to what Poundcake was saying beforehand about, how do people get away with prostitution. I remember reading the Ben Mesrick book about the MIT students that were running the blackjack tables, and they had a comment in there about what they would do in Vegas is apparently prostitution is actually illegal in Vegas, but it's a matter of you go ahead and propose, hey, I want an erotic dancer to come back to the room, and he's like, once she's naked and she's offering you to get naked, anything goes.
Yeah, that's true. You're talking about Bringing Down the House, that book.
Yep.
Yeah. They made it into a movie called 21. And
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, it ended up being the first movie that Gwen and I went to, and to this day we'll laugh about how god-awful that movie is.
I love that movie.
It's
I have that
awful.
on DVD. That's one
It
of the
is
ones I didn't throw away.
I bought it for her on DVD as a goof, and she was like, I don't even want that in the house.
I love that movie.
Because the book was great. The movie was awful. Yeah, I guess you're right, Brian. I mean, if everything, you can get away with a lot by never saying what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the right. Not to be confused with Bringing Down the Horse,
I was like,
which I believe is a Wallflowers album.
I thought there was Queen Latifah.
Bringing
movie.
Down the House, I thought was like a Tyler Perry movie or something.
No. It was
Steve Martin and Queen Latifah.
I was gonna
That's
say,
right, yeah.
he turned some black.
Now, when do we get to start complaining as men about the wish list inequality? Where,
When you stop making more money than us.
well, a
Yeah,
lot of us have.
that's a way to ameliorate the pay gap there.
Twinks
Right,
are
yeah.
men, and they get
Yeah. Gay guys are men. Just
But they're
'cause gay.
hyper-feminized men.
So
Not-
what? They're still... No, not all of them.
Not all of
Twinks,
them.
But
by
they're
definition.
still probably not making
He's
as
saying
much.
twinks.
No, twinks are young, hairless gays. It doesn't mean that they're
Yes,
short.
very feminized.
But big, strong
There's no
bear
butch
gays probably
twinks.
get it, too.
Huh?
Big, strong, hairy bear gays might have Amazon wish lists.
Fair enough.
But
If
I still
that's what
don't think
you're
they're
into.
making as much as the Bikini Barista.
Bill, it's
Because-
time to start pretending you are a bare homosexual man.
You would probably make bank. Right, Cody?
Maybe I will.
Aren't guys into this style right here?
And I'll pretend I'm a hairless twink.
Why would you do that? You're in zaddy territory. You make even more than a
I'll
twink.
pretend that I'm a hairless zaddy.
And Bill, if you want a real answer to your question that you already know the answer to,
I don't need the real answer.
okay.
I want the real answer.
Women aren't as desperate as men. Remember what did we say yesterday or 2 days ago? 89% of hookups initiated by women
Yes.
happen or whatever. Yeah.
Why isn't it 99%?
Right.
89 seems low.
We're not
Who are you trying to
frothing
impress?
At the mouth, yeah.
Right.
The way that, honestly, the way that it has to be, like to close that gap on the wish list is by catfishing an old lady.
Yes.
Like, and
right. Yeah.
Getting her to
Tinder swindlers closing that gap.
Exactly.
By the way, speaking of Bringing Down the House, that movie was a big hit. People forget. That made like $200 million. Steve Martin and Queen Latifah.
Really?
Yeah. Betty White was in it. Eugene Levy. Yeah. That movie's almost 20 years old, but that people kind of, it's not a movie you think about a lot. You'll see it on cable every now and then. People go, what a piece of crap. It was a big hit.
Queen Latifah.
Yeah. The Equalizer. That's what I like to call it. Let me break. Hey, I got these Cleveland Auto Show tickets for you. That starts tomorrow.